team called the morning steam. It's time to break run for cover. That's gonna cover. That's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Monday, April 21st. And getting we've all learned here this morning. We've lost the Pope. Pope Francis passing away this morning after we saw him make a public appearance there yesterday with the United States Vice President and attended to celebrations at the Vatican for Easter, but for mourning of 1.4 billion Catholics in the world. Our blessings to those that are mourning the loss of the Pope today, but we'll still go along with the show. We did lose our four Italian League games today. Were canceled this morning because of the passing of the Pope, so missed out a little soccer, but we'll get moving here with the show. Just want to acknowledge that for anyone who didn't see, Pope Francis has passed away at the age of 88, first Latin American Pope. Well, in many moons, many hundreds of years, I think they said. So, all right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show. We're getting ready for our Sports Betting Monday, and it is in Massachusetts, in Boston Marathon here getting going. And also we've got our Patriots Day matinee with the Red Sox, of course, will take on the White Sox today here in just a couple of hours. Celebrate Patriots Day here with our annual special game at 11 a.m. Eastern and 8 a.m. Pacific. We'll preview that one. Certainly, we're going to look at the schedule today for the NBA and NHL. We've got 2 games in the NBA playoffs and 4 games on the ice tonight. Got to play them all at once here, and that always is a bummer. But also Major League Baseball 8-game schedule. Thank you for joining me. How did you do yesterday on our Sports Betting Sunday? I went 4-0 here on the show in the NBA. Of course I did with Oklahoma City. We had them here on the show yesterday. I said lay all those points yesterday, and we did it. We did it with Oklahoma City, laying the points here yesterday. We did it with Boston. Said lay those points, and we did it with the Cleveland Cavaliers. We said lay those points. We said go ahead, everyone, lay 30 points on Sunday in the NBA, and they came through, all those big home favorites. And we also had the winner in the game between the Golden State Warriors and the Houston Rockets. We said go under as our play here on the show. So thank you for joining me here, and hopefully you had those winners. We also went 2-1 with our NHL picks yesterday with the Carolina Hurricanes on the puck line over New Jersey, and we also had the Vegas Golden Knights on the puck line. Hey, took the favorites. They won it convincingly yesterday to get the NHL going here, and we got games tonight as well. Major League Baseball, more good winners here. I thought yesterday we had most of them on the premium side. For me, I had premium pick winners on this board. Good day yesterday. Miami and Philadelphia game to go over was a premium pick winner for me. White Sox, Red Sox game to go over yesterday. Another premium pick winner. We also had the Cincinnati Reds on the run line in that demolishing of Baltimore. We also had the over here on the show yesterday. We also had Cleveland on the show yesterday. Premium pick winner, though, Seattle and Toronto game to go over. We had Detroit here on the show on the run line there against Kansas City yesterday. Laid that run line with Scooble. Premium pick winner yesterday, Athletics and Brewers game to go over, and we had the Angels yesterday over the Giants. How about that? All right, let's say hello to some folks here as we get going here on a Monday. And thank you for joining me here. Great viewership yesterday. Was really impressed that so many people tuned in to the Sunday show. Doge is here today. He's ready for the Timberwolves to crush these Lakers. We just saw moments ago the total, I believe, went down in the Laker game for Tuesday night, all the way down here to 213.5 now at some books. We saw some steam come in just before I was getting the show to come on the air here, the steam to the under in the Lakers game on Tuesday. Good morning to Robert McCormick here today. Joe W., thank you for being here. Cash Kane, ready to go. Hey, everyone, like this video, subscribe to our channel. I know it's Monday here. I'm hopefully thinking of Thomas today. Hopefully he'll be joining us soon. But Cash Game, thank you. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube. Fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. Might have to start to consider reaching out. Here, we'll give Thomas another day or so to come back to us. Patrick here is today on a manic Monday. Wish it was Sunday. That's my fun day. Cash Kane there. He was having a good day. Nuke, thank you. There it is. Like it, smash it, pass it around, share it here. Sports Money. And how about the Angels yesterday getting it done? Yep, we get a winner out of it. And Irish King, hello. He had a nice day as well. Did Abel. Oldie is here today. Gorky with Ostapenko. I thought she would be out of gas by now. I thought Sabalenka would be able, but it was all Ostapenko she was on fire in this tournament, winning the final here this morning. Great victory today, 6-4, 6-1 in Stuttgart as our tennis feature here on Monday. Doubles is here this morning as well. Thank you for coming by. Doubles, Gorky, I think he likes the Blue Jays here today. And Doubles is thinking about the Pope. That was, you wonder, like, must have been exhausted there yesterday, and you wonder how much, because he was going at it yesterday for sure, and making those appearances. So just a little bit of a stunner there yesterday because he had recovered from his over a month stay in the hospital and was obviously, all over the place yesterday, it felt like. All right. Abel is here with his West Coast parlay, Dodgers and BGK. James Parm is here as well. And here's Gorky. I think he's got his plays here today a little bit. And Terrell with his home run prop yesterday with Buxton. And Ziggy is here today as well. Thank you, Ziggy, for being here. All right, I think we can kind of get rolling here, possibly on the show. We've talked a little bit of headlines there yesterday, maybe just to touch on those NBA games a little bit from yesterday with some exciting finishes there, obviously with the scores, but we did have the blowouts, I guess is all we can call them there. Yesterday with Oklahoma City led by, they led by 30. I thought at halftime, I think they tacked on 2 more points there at halftime, and they won 131-80. Boston with that huge win behind White, his 30 points, and Spider Mitchell also 30 points in the Cleveland win. and Golden State, and they led by 20. Houston did mount that comeback to get back in the game there in the second half, but then Golden State pulled away again. And if any of the games were a surprise to me, it was that one. Maybe Houston isn't ready for prime time with the veteran Warriors, despite the 7-2 seed there. They did appear a bit out matched, I guess, is a safe way to say in that one. All right. Hey everyone, you can get more plays from me here today over at winnable.com. Had a pretty good day over there yesterday with some of our premium picks. So check me out over at winnable.com/Ramon. Really appreciate all the support from subscribers in there. We're ramping it up here a little bit. Really appreciate it. And I think we've hopefully rewarded those with some good picks and some wins here over the weekend. So join me over at winnable.com for just 56 cents a day, subscribing to the premium picks. You get my best plays over there. Yeah, I'm going to give you a bunch of winners hopefully here on the show and keep it up from yesterday, but you can also get my best plays over at my sports money premiums over at winnable.com/Ramon. We'll have some there today. Will be a light day, certainly, with our schedule here today. On Monday, a little bit of a light schedule, certainly. We're in playoff time now, and we got an abbreviated major league schedule, but we'll definitely have plays today over at winnable.com. This is how you support me here on the channel. We are viewer supported, so this is how you keep me running here every day, joining you on the show. All right. Really appreciate that. You can use that promo code. There it is right there. Winnable.com/Ramon. That's how you find me. And then you've got the promo code STEAM. That'll save you the 20%. And appreciate there's also a free subscription package over there. We had some winners there a little bit yesterday in some peripheral sports. All right. Really appreciate that. Short show. Let's get started, shall we? Thank you for joining me here today. And I'm watching the Boston Marathon here getting rolling. And of course, we've got the baseball game. We'll preview that in due time. Let's start with the playoffs here today. Get your pens, pencils, and scorecards ready. It's time to go over the plays here. Terrell, there is a bad day for the Popes because of KCP yesterday not holding up his end of the bargain. Gorky's ready to go with Ostapenko to win at the French Open. She's hot, and she's the player for the every person, I think, right? All right. And Jim was hot yesterday as well. All right, let's go with the card here for today, though, and get rolling with the show. Take a look at the action here. And Pistons taking on the Knicks. And the Knicks are favored here by 6.5, maybe 7 right now. The total continues to go lower here a little bit. I'm showing 221.5 at some books, but no higher than that. In fact, there's 221, there's 220.5 as well. We've seen this one kind of moving lower here with the Pistons and the Knicks. And we saw, of course, in game one, the Knicks were able to get it done. I think if anything, it showed that in the fourth quarter when the Knicks took over that maybe the Pistons were just a little bit in over their heads in game one. Could they close the gap here today? Look, the Pistons were in the game, it felt like, all the way. In game one, they weren't rewarded because they lost 123 to 112, and the Knicks also got the money in that one. And the Pistons were definitely in it most of the way. They started pretty strong as well and remained there until the fourth quarter. That's when the Pistons used a big time advantage with the Pistons, maybe a little bit of fatigue, but in the fourth quarter, they outscored them. 40 40-28, I think it was in that fourth quarter. Anyway, just ended up blowing them out there in the end of the game and getting the cover as well. So they ended up here now as a 6.5-point favorite in this one. Detroit actually coming in here have lost 5 of their last 6, dating back to the end of the regular season. And just let's get some steam here real quick. We're talking basketball, but we got to pass this along since we do have an early baseball game. All of those $3 favorite here, Boston. Well, the steam is coming in on the White Sox here, and we're going to see Boston moving much lower here, probably to 270 at some of the sharp books currently. We're currently seeing a move here on Boston. Maybe the lineups are coming out. Maybe Boston has some rest. We'll see if we can get the lineups here for our Patriots Day matinee game, but the move is on the White Sox currently. Right now, we're seeing down here at some books as low as 270 right now. Maybe not all the books are moving just yet, but I would imagine they might here momentarily. And the White Sox are taking the steam, Cannon and Bueller. All right, let's continue on here though with the Detroit. They've just gone 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games coming into this one. New York has covered the spread in 8 of their last 11, including the first one. They were favored by 7 in that game. The Knicks are 13-6-1 against the spread against the Pistons in their last 20 meetings. 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Knicks looking good at home. They've covered 5 of their last 6. Knicks have gone under in 7 of their last 10. First game, though, did go well over. The widely reported steam did come in on the under in this game, but like I said, the first one ended up going well over, and I think it pretty much paced over the entire game. It felt like they're in game 1. So let's get your plays here with Detroit taking on New York here tonight. Game 1, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. We're just going to run 2 games back to back here today with Detroit and New York. Let's go to the chat all-stars here today. Thank you for joining me here with Cash Kane. He's on the Pistons here. Money line. And this one, Irish King says Knicks first quarter and full game. And Ziggy said, I was wrong. That's why I don't write the scripts. Man, they're getting crazy. I think, look, nothing wrong with John Cena winning, but the storylines are getting a little bit wonky, and I think that's why viewership of wrestling is down a little bit. But we had a great time here in Las Vegas and the huge 2 nights of WrestleMania. But I got the main events wrong yesterday. All right, let's see. Ziggy here. He's on the Knicks against the spread. Nuke said Charlie Morton got rocked there yesterday. And AOD says the Pistons cannot be giving up that 21-0 run, right? There was no stopping the Knicks on that key sequence. NYC Bar says he'll put the Pistons plus 10 points in a parlay, maybe ramp it up a little bit, take some extra points there. Abel likes the over here in this one. Why not? I mean, after the first game, I went with the under in the first game, and that was a no-go. Here's Luis. Good morning. Hello. And Terrell says that Pistons probably got to try to go with these Knicks a little bit. Got to try to go with the high score. And I kind of feel that way too. Robert here is on the Knicks as well. So, look, Knicks did a great job. Can they close the gap and make it and keep it close this time? There's no doubt. It seemed, an 11-point game in the first one, yes, but it did seem like they were in the game all the way. So you got to give them a lot of credit here to stay in the game, it feels like to me. All right. I guess we've got it here from you guys in the chat. And I'll make my pick now. You guys are all done there. I got to try these Pistons here. Look, they were in the game. It felt like the entire way. Maybe they ran out of gas or, definitely the underdog of the series, so that maybe, just maybe, they, got in a little bit over their heads as far as like kept the game close, but just ran out of gas there a little bit. Remember, the Pistons had won 3 straight games against the Knicks this season, so if anything, they've outplayed the Knicks as a whole. I think this season, the regular season series did go 3 games to 1 in favor of the Pistons this year. So I'm going to try them again. I'm going to try the Pistons here in this one, plus the points tonight. And Jerry says maybe under with Brunson here. And yeah, see there, Jerry says Duran double. Thank you. All right, that might be it from you guys in the chat. I guess I'm on the Pistons here in this one. And that's it from you guys. All right. Terrell says the down arrow on Brunson, the up arrow on Cade Cunningham here today. All right, I'm trying the Pistons here tonight. All right, next game here. Just 2 on the docket here for Monday. But we do have the Clippers taking on Denver here in this one. And, well, hey, say what you will about game 1. The Clippers were the ones who got the money in game 1, despite a meltdown, if you will, there late. Clippers felt like they kind of had it going early on for sure. They were dominating, if anything, out there, right? They were the ones that opened up the double-digit lead on the road. And look, the Clippers were getting a lot of public support, it felt like, here with their winning streak late in the season. The Nuggets, still going to be the Nuggets coming in, and we know what they can do, but no one is really, with other teams looking so hot out there, like the Thunder, yes, even the Rockets before yesterday's loss, and the surging Lakers. The Nuggets almost became an afterthought in the Western Conference, it felt like. But for the Clippers, they came in with all the momentum. They were kind of the hot flavor, and they looked the part there early on, playing terrific against the Nuggets, leading most of the first half and into the second half. But then something happened. The Joker got a little testy and upset. It seemed to fire him up a little bit. And that's when the Nuggets started to go on that big run and pass the Clippers up. Clippers got the cover with a last-second 3-point shot. The Nuggets actually took leads of 4, 5, 6 points, I believe, late in the game, until the Clippers nailed the 3-pointer. They were down 5 with no time left on the clock. That covered the spread, actually. So maybe the Clippers did feel a bit rewarded here in the game anyway, against the spread for us bettors, but they do lose. All right, we'll go to the chat though here a little bit and see how you see game 2 coming in. The Clippers still 14-4 against the spread in the last 18 games. Coming into this one, Denver just 6-12. Coming in 6-12 against the spread in their last 18 games. Coming in 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone under. The Clippers have had a few overs here of late. Game 1 was an under, barely, but did stay under the 224.5 with the final of 112 to 110. Let's go to the chat and see what you guys want to do here in this one with the Clippers taking on the Nuggets here today. And see what the chat all-stars have to say. Here we go with, and Nate, is Nate going to the game? Nate going early for the baseball game. Is Nate going to the game? Here's Ziggy on the Clippers money line. Everyone is bouncing back on the Clippers. It feels like today. I kind of felt like the Nuggets finally, maybe they were able to measure the Clippers there a little bit, right? Because the Clippers had a big lead. Nuggets end up still winning. Clippers got that money. Abel also likes the over. Damon Waring is here today. And Normie Powell there. Yeah. I mean, wasn't the best performer. There's Joe T in the chat. Jim Duweiger here on the Nuggets. Jimmy looking good on the hockey pool so far. Good job, Jim. Jerry Davis is on the Clippers. He likes Westbrook under and his assist prop there. Oh, rebounds and assists. Damon here is on the Clippers as well. All right. And for me, and here's Terrell, one more. He's got Harden to go over on his points prop today. We'll see. I'm going to go with the under in this game as my official pick here on the show between the Clippers and the Nuggets. I've got to go under here in this one, down to 218 or so here. Clippers definitely maybe a 1 point favorite. I'm showing 1.5 there on the screen. A lot of ones out there right now here, but nonetheless, it's going to be right there at 1.5. So, all right. Ziggy says the consensus play here is on the Clippers. Thank you, Ziggy. I'm going to acknowledge anyone who helps out here with these consensus plays. I don't know if I'm in total agreement with the play. I'm not going to disagree that it might be the consensus, so of the chat. Does feel like a big bounce back here from everyone. I don't like those type of, right? Because here it was, the Clippers were winning, and here come the Nuggets. They pass them up, and why wouldn't they continue to go right? The Clippers have got to get all five. I don't doubt that this still could be a 7-game series. The Clippers have a real good home court edge nowadays with their new building this year. It does feel like a little bit different than the years past. So, okay, and Nate's ready to go. Oh, he's going to the casino to bet on the game. Gorky on the Nuggets here. There. Okay, I guess that's it for the game between the NBA playoffs today. All right. Thank you, everyone, for your picks in the NBA. Let's go to the ice here right now and take a look at our 4-game card tonight. And we'll start it off with the Montreal Canadiens taking on the Washington Capitals here in this one. I think I've got the wrong I don't know why that says that. I think we've got the wrong goalie here for sure for Washington. I think there's been no change in the status of Logan Thompson, so maybe I was just using an old shell there a little bit. And let me fix that up. I think we all can conclude here that we were going to get Lindgren here today. Let me check the actual status, though. We're here. Let me know what you guys have for the injury situation. Thompson, he's out indefinitely, I'm pretty sure. So let me make sure that I put in Lindgren in here right now. But seems to be some positive news here, maybe on Thompson moving forward. Also, Alexei Protas, he's also out of this game, coming in with a lower body injury here. So hopefully he'll be able to return as well. But so far, it does feel like the news that came out, Thompson was on the ice there uh, um, yesterday. So could it be that he could appear in the starting lineup here? I'm going to put Lindgren up here, but they basically told us that we'll find out tomorrow who is actually in goal. Now it does seem like that would be a pretty big turnaround here if Logan Thompson could get in, but the uh, Carberry said he looked ready to go, so a little bit of a surprise there for tonight, but we'll see. Their Canadians have had excellent goaltending. It feels like against the Capitals in their games in the second half of the season when they did meet up. Let's go ahead and start to get your plays and comments here. Oops, I've lost my graphic now. There we go. Between the Canadians and the Caps here, game one here, even though we got started this weekend. This is game one of the series between Montreal and Washington. Washington close to a $2 favorite here. The total is 6. So that's pretty big news here today or yesterday, too, that Thompson could be closing in on the starting nod. I'm only putting Lindgren on there because of what everyone's kind of been telling me, but does feel like there's a big chance that maybe Thompson could be in that lineup today. Let's see what you guys think there. All right. The Capitals have won 8 of the last 12 meetings in this series, but Washington certainly struggling a little bit coming into the postseason, having lost 8 of their last 12. No doubt, maybe the pursuit of the goals record was a little bit of interference for Washington, making sure they get their man. OV, the goal scoring record. So maybe they weren't totally focused there, but Montreal also had some losses down the end of the season. They're also just 2-7 in their last 9 games on the road. Washington's gone over in 8 of their last 11 games, including 4 of their last 5 games at home. Also, Montreal has gone under in 6 of their last 9 games, coming in 9 of the last 13 meetings between these two teams have gone over. But look, Montreal's getting a lot of support, it feels like, here, because they did play so well down the stretch. They were able to uh, hang on in there for the wild card here, and maybe Washington, I want to say an unproven number 1 seed here, but we'll see. The $2 favorite. Let's go to the chat, though, and see what you guys have in this one. From Montreal, won 7 of their last 10, but went just 2-7 their last 9 games on the road. Chat's filling up, so let's go to it here right now and see what you guys have in this one. Here we go. We're starting off with Gorky. Great to have Gorky here today. He's got the Capitals here in this one. Gorky said Thompson is expected now. I know. It does seem like that's the case. I'm a little bit stunned the way everyone was talking that, could it affect Washington if Thompson can't go for several games? But it always felt like to me, I thought maybe he would miss this game, but it felt like he was ramping up quickly anyway. Ziggy likes the Capitals here on the puck line. Here's Cash Kane. He likes the Capitals on the puck line as well. And he's got his other plays in there too. Here's Jerry. He's on the Capitals -1. And let's see here. Nate, Capitals on the money line. Lots of Capitals support for sure, it feels like here. Robert's on the over in this one. Abel, Capitals at over. Caps first period over for Jim. And Abel says the Capitals are a consensus play. Okay, you guys are on the Capitals to win the game. I'll go ahead and take the Capitals on the puck line here. I think the Capitals may be able to beat up on my Canadians here in game one. Yeah, maybe the Caps have faded a little bit down the stretch of the regular season. But like I said, I thought that they made a concerted effort in a lot of those games to make sure that Ovechkin got that goal scoring record. So go ahead and give me the Capitals here in this one. I'll go ahead and lay the goal and a half for my play on the show anyway. All right, let's keep it going here right now with the action in the NHL tonight and take a look at the St. Louis Blues. They're taking on the Winnipeg Jets. Here in this one, we've got Winnipeg favored here $1.90. Totals 5.5 under, heavily juiced here, of course, in the postseason. We get these juiced up, juiced down totals here a little bit. We got Bennington in goal here for the Blues. Hellebuck, this is a great goaltending matchup, isn't it? Coming into this one. So here we go. A little bit of maybe a few bumps and bruises for the Jets, a little bit here coming in, but still a big $2 favorite here over the Blues in this one, despite the fact that Blues were able to get a win in one of their last two games against Utah, but they did struggle down the stretch here and of course, lost the opening game to Winnipeg 5-3 as Winnipeg got off to a pretty hot start for sure. St. Louis was able to battle back again, but then Winnipeg pulls away for the 5-3 win in game one. St. Louis has lost 7 of the last 8 games on the road, 7 of the last 8 games against Winnipeg. Coming into this one here, also Winnipeg 7-1 at home against St. Louis in the last 8 meetings here between these two teams. Winnipeg's gone under in 10 of their last 12 games. That was an over, though, in the last game between Winnipeg and the Jets. In game one, for sure, St. Louis has lost 4 of their last 6 games on the road, 4 of their last 5 games overall. They struggled a little bit towards the end of the season, and that season-ending win over Utah just put a stop to a losing streak there. So it hasn't been all great so far for St. Louis coming in. So let's see what you have here right now. Can the Blues kind of turn around here a little bit against the Jets here today in game number 2? Winnipeg leading 1-0. Let's go to the chat all-stars here and see what you have. In this one, with Doge says he's got the Jets here. And Jermaine, hello. And the Knights with that cover of the puck line, the announcer said, well, that's a meaningless goal. Obviously doesn't follow gambling very much. The goal went in there with 1 second left, or less than a second left. It felt like there already, and were able to get the cover there on the puck line. 0.1 seconds left, right there, Jerry? All right. And Abel here on the under in this one. Ziggy's on the under. Jets and under here for Jerry. He says lay the 1 goal with the Jets. Robert says Jets in regulation. All right. Looks like I better make my call in this one here between Winnipeg and St. Louis today. It does feel like the Sharps are kind of going over here in this one, but I don't know if I can do it. I'll make my call, though. Give you guys one more shot here to see what you guys want to do in this one, and then I'll make my play here in the game between St. Louis and Winnipeg. All right. I'm going under here in this one as my play on the show. Give me the under tonight. St. Louis and Winnipeg, 5.5, heavily juiced, obviously, minus 140, but I'm going to grade myself on that one in the playoffs. I know I get a little crazy sometimes and say, hey, grade me at 5, but let's just try 5.5 under 40. I'm going to take the under here in this one with these great goalies, no doubt about it, right? Where were, high scoring game last time, though. All right. And let's move on now to our next one with the Avs taking on the Stars. Here you've got Blackwood going up against Ottinger here in game 2 of this series, with the Avalanche leading 1-0 here on the road, getting it done over the Stars. A bit of a stunner here for some, maybe not for others, but it was the Avalanche getting that first victory on the road. So pretty impressive for sure for Colorado to win. Dallas losing streak continues here right now. There's no doubt about it. You can say they're down 1-0, but they've actually lost 8 straight games of the Dallas Stars right now. Stop the bleeding here at this point now. The widely reported steam did come in on Dallas. I failed with Dallas in game 1 here, thinking, hey, they'll be able to, this is going to be a great series, right, between two teams that are pretty evenly matched here in a way, but still the Avalanche, maybe they're perceived as the better team long term here a little bit. The Stars, hey, they were able to get it done last season a little bit, but right now, this has been a bit of a disaster. They've lost 5 straight at home. Colorado's won 4 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams. Colorado's also won 6 of their last 8 games on the road, and 13 of their last 20 games overall. Now, 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams here at Dallas have gone over, and you see this total at 6/20 for sure, coming in. 11 of the last 16 meetings overall between the two teams have gone over as well. So let's go to the chat and see what you guys think in this one, with Dallas taking on Colorado here today, and see what you like. All right, here we go with in the chat.
Final.
And it's going to be, let's see, maybe Ziggy's on the under here. No, that might be the last game. Let me see here. Nuke says the Stars got to win this one. Pressure's on. Ziggy's on the under here. Jim is on the Avalanche in this one. There it is. Jim's on the Avs. Abel says Avs and over here. All right. And that's it from you guys. All right. I'm taking the under here in this one with Colorado and Dallas. Worried about Dallas right now and being able to get it done. Score the first game, just 5-1 in favor of Colorado. Dallas couldn't get it going against the Avalanche. So I'm taking the under here in this one. All right, and one more series here tonight on Monday, and we've got the Oilers taking on the Kings, game 1 of this series here, with the Oilers and Skinner on the road going up against Darcy Kemper and the Kings at the Crypto Arena. Kings $1.25 in this one, 5.5 under at minus 115. Kings favorite here. Let's go to some of the numbers here for this one. Edmonton comes in having won 11 of the last 16
Final.
meetings against these two teams overall. Coming in, the Kings have won 8 of their last 10 games overall. They're 12-3 in their last 15 games at home. We've talked about it ad nauseum about the Kings' terrific record at home this season, best record in the NHL. Here at home this season. 4 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone under. Edmonton's gone under in 9 of their last 10, including 5 straight games on the road. Currently have gone under. Kings have gone over in 4 of their last 5 coming in. Edmonton was on a 4-game winning streak before they
Final.
lost the game there to the who was it? The Kings, and then they lost to the Kings and beat the Sharks to end the regular season. So let's see what you have in this one. Oilers and Kings here tonight, game 1 at the Crypto Arena. I'm going to the Chat All-Stars, see what you guys have in this one with. All right. Here we go. Hey, Yulin Cueto. Nice to see you, Yulin. Abel here is on the Kings. And Jim is on the Kings as well. Doge is on the Kings here in this one. And Ziggy is on the Oilers here. All right. And Nuke says it was 5-0 when those teams played just last week, right? It was LA and Edmonton, and LA got a 5-0 win. Edmonton, though, was a bit shorthanded there in that game. We know that they've been kind of up and down a little bit with their personnel getting ready for the playoffs. Should be healthy now, right? Coming into this one, if anything. But some other guys certainly on the injured list a little bit for Edmonton here. It feels like not the big names, but maybe some other names here. They feel a little bit more beat up, it feels like, than the Kings coming in. Action Jackson likes the Oilers. Robert likes the Kings here. Doge says, how can that line be so short? I think the rivalry in general, right? Between these two teams. This is the 4th straight year these two teams have met in the postseason. And Gorky here says you've got Stetcher, the defenseman, out in this one. Matthias Ekholm, that also hurts defensively for Edmonton. All right, I guess that's going to do it. I'm on the Kings tonight over Edmonton. I got to roll. I'll roll with this home situation. Give me the LA Kings tonight to open it up against Edmonton. Gorky says if they beat him, he'll play Edmonton in game 2. I think they say, and he's going to go with, Okay. He's saying, I think Gorky's on Edmonton here, and if they win, he'll take him. If the Kings win, he'll come stay on Edmonton. Okay, I think that's what he's saying. All right, I guess that's it for hockey, you guys. Really appreciate it here today. Enjoy the games. I wish they weren't overlapping already. That's the worst part of the postseason. Why can we play the games on the weekend? I know we can't play day games, but can't we space them apart a little bit? I know we're in the, early on, so I guess we can do it this way, but NBA isn't. All right, I guess that's it. Thanks a lot, you guys, for your contributions today in the NHL. Let's get going with our Major League Baseball coverage for today right now. And a game that is just an hour away here on Patriots Day with the White Sox taking on the Red Sox. And this is the end of the series between these two teams coming into this one today with the White Sox. They did a nice job. And like I said, I've got minus 300 there. guess I could just leave it at 300, but it does feel like it's 290, 280 here at some of the sharper books. There has been a move on the White Sox here this morning. Hey, White Sox won the game yesterday after all, 8-4. They clubbed the Red Sox late on that bullpen. It was 4-2. Boston was winning before the White Sox scored 3 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th to take the 8-4 win there yesterday over Boston and take the first game, their first game of the series. Boston won the first two games 10-3 and 4-3 before yesterday. White Sox, that was just their 5th win of the season. Boston, meanwhile, comes in here 12-11. Right now, they're plodding along, it feels like. For Bueller, not great numbers so far. 5.23 ERA, but the last two starts have been much better than the first two starts. I think that's a fair statement. Bueller is 2-1. The Red Sox are 3-1 in its 4 starts, despite those numbers. 1.25 WHIP, 266 batting average against, and a 288 BABIP. Not great, not awful. So maybe Bueller is on the improve a little bit here. For Jonathan Cannon, I don't have a problem with these numbers so far for Cannon. He is 0-2 with a 4.42 ERA. Of course, the White Sox have lost all 4 of his starts, but 1.5 WHIP, 239 batting average against, and a 280 BABIP. So not much worse, at least, than Bueller coming in, but nonetheless, still, White Sox going to be a pretty big underdog. Got to respect this team a little bit here, and the Red Sox not exactly looked great. Didn't look great yesterday, but go ahead in the chat, and if you want to make your pick here on Patriots Day with our special. And a lot of people will make points of the start time here. You know, it is 11 a.m. Eastern. You never really ever. I guess nowadays we do have the one Sunday game that kicks in here in a few weeks. I think, do we have it still this year? The 11:30 Eastern game that comes on. But, you never really get but 1 or 2 starts per year, at least for some of the teams. Now I'll include that Thursday in that Sunday game in there a little bit, but no doubt this is an 11 a.m. start here on the East Coast as part of the Patriots Day celebrations here in Boston. So that's something to consider as well. But let's go to the chat and see for your picks today. In this one, White Sox and Red Sox would definitely have to deal with a big line and maybe a little run line here, but let's see what you got. With Boston and under here for Jerry. Laker boys here. Is this White Sox money line? Why not? Cash Cane's on the Red Sox and lay it. Ziggy wants to go over. Cash Cane says Cannon just out there opening. Really should go deeper, but who knows? Abel here, Red Sox run line. Thank you for Kiadra here today. Nice to have Kiadra in the chat there. Nuke says, just give me the White Sox on the run line today. They beat them yesterday. Why not again? And Jerry says, hey, the White Sox can kind of hang with this team a little bit. They've had some wins here against them over the past year or two. Gorgie says the White Sox and Rockies winning on the same day were an Easter miracle. They were risen. And here's, I think, Abel, that might be a Yerpy right there. Here's Terrell. He's got the White Sox over on their run line there. Nathan likes the over here in this one. All right, I guess I'll make a call here in the matchup. We'll say, get the numbers here a little bit with these guys, as we said with the starters, but White Sox averaging just 3.2 runs per game so far this season. But hey, 8 runs yesterday, no problem with that. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and I'll take the White Sox on the run line today here in this one. I'm not putting Boston in any category at this point to be a $3 favorite, even against these sad sack White Sox here at this point. Look, I'll even move it down here a little bit. I'll put 275. Feels like that'd be the lowest line, but I'm going to trust this move a little bit. There's a little bit of action on the White Sox here this morning. I'm going to try the White Sox on the run line. They are plus 1.5 here at no worse than even money. You might even be able to get plus money on this White Sox run line here today. I'm going to try it. Give me the White Sox. All right, a good one here with the Yankees and the Guardians with Blake Schmidt on the mound. He is a favorite here at this point. Still $1.20, 8.5 over at minus 120. We're definitely seeing a little bit of a move to the over here in this one with the Yankees and the Guardians, with Schmidt taking on Gavin Williams here in this one. For Blake Schmidt, he comes in here with a record of 0-0 with a 4.76. Is that right? With a 4.76 ERA. Casey Schmidt, right? Blake Schmidt. Blake Schmidt was a player that I covered here. For Gavin Williams, he's got a 4.58 ERA, 1.32 the whip, 219 batting average against, and a 250 BABIP. Decent numbers there on some of the categories, but still a 4.58 ERA overall. As I said, Cleveland comes in having won 3 straight games coming into this one. Yankees have looked pretty good as well. They've won 6 of their last 7 coming in. The Yankees have won 6 of the last 7 games overall against Cleveland. But Cleveland is 5-1 at home so far this season. They're 7-8 on the road. Yankees coming in here 13-5 as a favorite so far this season. Cleveland's won 9 of 12 overall. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams here in Cleveland have gone over. The Guardians have gone over in 7 of the last 10 games overall when playing the Yankees. Yankees have gone under, though, in 5 of their last 7. Cleveland's just 2-4 to the under at home in those 6 games. Let's go to the chat, see what you have here in this one with the Yankees taking on Cleveland today. First game of the series here, 6:10 Eastern, 3:10 Pacific. Let's go to the chat and see what you guys have in this one with Cleveland and the Yankees. All right, here we go. It's going to be Luis is on the Yankees. There's Ziggy on the under here in this one. And Oldies liking the under as well. Kiadra says, give me the Yanks and the Nerfy. Good morning to Gravy here today. And also, let's see here. Guardians team total over 3.5. And Terrell talking about that bizarre play yesterday. Abel here on the Guardians. Speaking of bizarre, let's see here. And Nathan, not a big fan of Clark Schmidt there. I don't think anybody is long term, but nonetheless, that's going to do it. I'm going to take the over here in this one with the Yankees in Cleveland today. Give me the over tonight here in this one. All right. And Jerry talking about Cleveland and their success against Clark Schmidt. All right. Thanks, guys. Continue to move on here. Man, I feel like it's going to be a short show, and I don't want you to go, but I'll keep it moving along. I don't want to jeopardize or monopolize your time here. Let's go to the next one. The Reds are taking on the Marlins with Lodolo on the mound, going up against Max Meyer here. You got the Reds, big favorite here, or no, not a big favorite here, but $1.25 or so here, with the total here sitting at 8. In this one with the Reds on the road. Reds currently at 500 at 11-11.
Play.
Coming into this one, meanwhile, for the Marlins, are 9-12 coming in. Marlins are 14-7 to the over this season, mostly because of the pitching. They're allowing 5.5 runs per game so far this season. Meanwhile, for the Reds, they're averaging 5.3 runs per game so far, allowing just 3.9 runs per game for Lodolo here. He's 2-1 with a 2.31 ERA coming in, 0.81 whip, 198 batting average against, and a 203 BABIP. For Meyer, 1-2 with a 2.62 ERA, 1.12 the whip, 222 batting average against, a 283 BABIP. Coming into this one, take a look at some of the numbers and streaks coming in, then also give me your plays here in this one with Cincinnati taking on Miami. First game of the series here between these two. All right, here we go. Reds have won 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams overall. The Reds come in here pretty hot, having won 8 of their last 12 games, coming in to even up their record, although they've lost 3 of the last 5 coming in. They did win that series over Baltimore. They scored 24 runs yesterday, did the Cincinnati Reds. Pardon me. Saw you guys joking about it in the chat there with that big score yesterday. Miami's lost 5 of their last 6 games coming into this one. 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Miami's gone over in 6 of their last 7 games overall. Like we said, they've been a big time over. Now, Cincinnati is just 1-4-1 to the under as a favorite so far this season, and they earned favoritism here on the road in this one. Cincinnati's gone over in 4 of their last 5 on the road, 5 of their last 6 overall. Miami's gone over in 8 of their last 9 as part of that big time over run that we talked about. So Miami's struggling here a little bit right now, and let's see what you have though in this one with Cincinnati and Miami. Go to the chat here and let's see what you got with Robert took the Yankees back there in that one. Sorry, I missed that one. Caps is here today. Here's Luis is on the Reds here. Abel's on the Reds as well. Here's Kiadra, Reds. Keep it going, and a Nerfy. Ziggy is going to go with the Marlins today. Jerry says Marlins first 5. The widely reported steam did come in on the over in this one. Roberts on the Marlins here. Marlins team total over here for Old E. Terrell's got a little prop parlay here. Joe T says he's got the over in the Yankee game with Cleveland today, and an over in the Marlins game as well. Let's see, and the Marlins game. Give me the over the Yankees game, gas cans on the mound, and the Marlins game. Just keep riding the Marlins home games over. I think Joe probably likes the over here. The steam came in on the over here. I'm going with Miami today at home in this one. At even money, maybe plus 105. I'm on the Marlins tonight. And we got Joe here. Let me mark that down for Joe on these overs. All right. All right, let's go to the next one here. The Padres. Hey, I had them yesterday. What a scare there for Luis Ariz right there in the first inning on the national TV game. Got knocked from the game there. I don't think they reported a concussion for Ariz, but man, you'd think they did the way they put the backboard on him after that collision with Dubon at first base, and he was knocked out of the game there. Padres were still able to uh, overcome that and get the win yesterday, 3-2 on Sunday Night Baseball. I know some people will look to this and say Padres win a late afternoon game and then have to travel all the way to Detroit. Maybe that's why the Tigers are the favorite here in this one, because there's few teams hotter than the Padres right now at 16-6. Give the Tigers big time credit here so far with their 13-9 record. They're looking pretty good, up already over about 3 2/3 units. But the Padres are up 10 units so far this season and allowing just 2.8 runs per game. The bullpen is absolutely incredible right now for the Padres. They're not giving up anything here at this point. I think what was the stat? They showed a great stat there. The Padres basically have allowed one run in 23 innings or something like that out of the bullpen right now. 1.57 bullpen ERA, 0.92 the bullpen WHIP coming in. Padres dominating pitching here right now, but they're still an underdog in this game against Detroit with Keter Montero on the mound here for Montero. He's 0-1 with an ERA of 9, 1.8 whip, 364 batting average against, and a 454 BABIP coming into this one for Vasquez here. Look, Tigers a little bit hotter, having won 3 of 4. Padres have actually lost 3 of 5, but for Randy Vasquez, 1-1 with a 1.74 ERA. The Padres are doing some pretty good work with this. I don't want to call it a makeshift pitching staff. The Padres definitely have gone out, and we saw Dylan Cease pitch a pretty good game there yesterday after, he struggled early on, but Padres have a great pitching coach, obviously, the former pitching coach of Cleveland, and everyone turns into a good pitcher, it feels like right now. Vasquez, of course, we've seen Michael King dominate a little bit as well, and these guys were not aces or anything that they're getting together, although they are former Yankees. So for Vasquez here, he's gone under in all 4 of his starts so far. Both teams averaging about 4.5 runs per game coming in, but the Tigers here are favored right now at $1.30, $1.35, I'm even seeing $1.45 here right now. These are kind of the spots where I kind of want the Padres at this point. One of the best teams, one of the most exciting teams, feels like on the road here right now. Let me get your plays, though, in this one with the Padres and the Tigers today. Can they keep it up? These Padres. There's Ziggy on the Tigers. Abel's on the Tigers as well here. Cash Kane on the Tigers here. And this one, you guys love the Tigers here. Let's see here. Jerry says, got to fade that Sunday night travel. Take the Tigers. Here's Luis on the Tigers. Man, if this isn't a consensus play, I don't know what is. You guys are all over the Tigers. Robert does like the under in this one, and maybe that's going to do it for you guys in the chat. Man, you guys love these Tigers. Hey, Padres can't win them all. We know that. And then Jerry says Vasquez does have high xFIP and also high xERA here expected, but I would point to more so, there it is, Abel said it, Tigers there on a consensus, so I won't go against the consensus here, at least publicly, and I will end up on I'll take the under here in this one with the Padres and the Tigers. But I think for me, for Vasquez, I appreciate what Jerry's saying about those numbers. And here's a Nerfy for Kiadra. But still, the 219 BABIP has to be a little bit respected here by me. So, okay. And again, I'm very cynical about anything Padre related, like it's all going to blow up in the end. But even I've been able to make some money with these guys here so far. I think they probably got a big chance in this one. Give me the under, though. I'll take the under. You guys like the Tigers as a consensus play. Well, good for you. All right. Let's go to the next one here. If you didn't know, the Padres are my team, but I'm pretty objective after all these years. Pretty excited too. Phillies and the Mets. Hey, if we do a live show in October or something, and by some miracle, the Padres win the World, you might see me cry on the air. So stay tuned. Be here on the Sports Money Network in October, and you guys can watch an old man fool. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We haven't won it yet. We haven't won anything ever. All right, Phillies and the Mets here with Nolan. There's the Dodgers and the Giants and the Diamondbacks. All right, let me keep moving on here. Get our show over with. Philly taking on the Mets here with Aaron Nola on the mound. He's 0-4. What's going on with Nola? 0-4 with an ERA over 6.65 so far this season, 1.62. The whip, 303 batting average against a 383 BABIP. Nola getting rocked. Tyler McGill also 2-2 with a 1.4 ERA, 1.34 whip, 247 batting average against, but a 328 BABIP. Coming into this one, these two pitchers have combined to go 2-6 to the under so far here this season, although the Mets are 7-15 to the under overall, allowing just 2.8 runs per game with this incredible pitching staff so far this season, including McGill, who's done pretty well this season coming in. Philly has lost 5 of the last 6 games against the Mets overall. Mets here are favored $1.20, maybe $1.25 here right now. And this total, though, is definitely not. It's 8. It's 8. It might be leaning to the under, but it feels like it's at least 8 all over the place. So let's move it up here a little bit in this one with the Phillies and the Mets here. 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone over, but Philly's gone under in 5 straight on the road. Here, they've actually gone over in 7 straight overall, but under in 5 straight on the road. We saw all those runs that were being scored in Philly, right, when they were at home. So that one's a little perplexing. The Mets come in with a terrific home record so far this season, near perfect home record so far for the Mets. Currently, Mets are 9-1 at home this season. Here, going up against a struggling Nola. McGill's actually been good. Let's go to the chat, see what you have here in this one with the Phillies and the Mets. Mets are owning them a little bit. Phillies are off to a great start, but don't overlook the Mets here right now. They're still a 15-7. Everybody kind of wanted to say, "Oh, let's see the Mets. Let's see," but right now, let's give them a big time passing grade for all the pressure that they were that they're under. It feels like a little bit coming into the season. All right. I've got to take the under. I'm going to try the under here in this one, that Nola will have a better start here. I kind of like this one as a premium on the side. So let's see what you guys want to do in the chat. And let's take a look here. Here's Luis is on the Mets so far. Ziggy's on the over. Abel's on the over here. Kiadra says the Phils are hot. Give me a Nerfy. Here, I think Kiara says Phillies are hot, meaning they got the tear in them. I'm trying to think. Phillies are hot, hot face, tear in the eye, but a Nerfy. So I think that's a good sign for Nola. Robert here is on the Mets. Jerry says over in the Tigers game with the bullpen there getting rocked a little bit. Jerry also, McGill and the Mets. I think Nate here says, give me a bite of the apple. Give me the Mets here at $1.25. All right, I think it's going to do it for you guys in the chat. Looks like here in this one with Phillies and the Mets today, I'll take the under as my play here today. man, we're looking along here on a Monday. Next up, got the Cardinals taking on the Braves with Eric Fetty going up against Spencer Schwellenbach here in this one. You got Schwellenbach, a big favorite here, $2 at this point. No, $1.85, $1.95 here at some spots. Nonetheless, still a big favorite for Schwellenbach. Got an ERA of 2.55 so far this season. Fetty, 3.43 ERA coming in. Schwellenbach's 1-1 with a .85 whip so far. Absolutely pretty good numbers for sure for Schwellenbach. We know
Final.
how hot he has been here a little bit, the young pitcher, but right now just 1-1 here. Eric Fetty 1-2 with a 3.43 ERA, 1.14 WHIP, 181 batting average against, and a 183 BABIP. Good numbers for these starters here for sure. Coming into this one, St. Louis, though, has lost 4 in a row, 5 straight on the road. Atlanta, 5-1. Their last 6 games at home, they're 6-2 at home so far. St. Louis just 1-9 on the road overall so far this season. Atlanta's just 6-8 as a run line favorite, but the Cardinals are 2-8 on the run line on the road so far, although 8-8 as a run line underdog. So they're not as good playing bad teams on the road when they've been favored by a run and a half, talking about the Cardinals. But here against the Braves, maybe they can stay within this number that is maybe a little bit inflated for the streak that Atlanta is on. Atlanta's just 2-5 straight up at home against the Cardinals in the last 7 meetings between the two teams, and the Cardinals have actually won 6 of the last 9 meetings between the teams. St. Louis has gone under in 8 of their last 11 games coming in, although they are 6-3-1 to the over on the road. Let's go to the chat. This one's got some pretty interesting contrasts, it feels like, here today, but let's see what you guys have in this one in the chat. Man, we're running out of show here. And we got 75 of you joining me so far. Oh, the Mets were a consensus back there. Okay. Thank you, Abel. Thank you for doing a good job, Abel, on that. And again, we're thinking of Thomas a little bit. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if he said here that they would be, if he would be off or something like that. All right, here's Kiadra. Cardinals money line here. Here's Luis on the Braves on the run line. Cash Cane's on the under here. Jerry says the Braves were actually able to get to, or the Cards were actually able to get to Schwellenbach a little bit. Robert says he's got the over here. Abel's on the under, however. Nuke says that 190 is just very, very high for an Atlanta team that, whatever the case may be, both teams come in with very poor records so far this season, no doubt about it. Ziggy says just take the Cardinals here on the run line. It's not a bad price, right? At plus 1.5 at minus 130 or so, it feels like. And Nuke, I don't think Thomas is on social media, actually. And maybe Nathan is on Schwelle here in this one. But yeah, that price does look a little bit high. The Braves aren't able to put anybody away here necessarily. So I'm going to try the Cardinals here on the run line at plus 1.5 at a little bit of laying it a little bit here, but give me the Cards today at plus 1.5. All right. Couple more here and the show will be over, but let's take a look right now at the Blue Jays taking on the Astros with Kevin Gausman here in this one. He's up against Hunter Brown and the Astros. Browns look pretty good What can he do for us? He's got a 1.5 ERA, 2-1 record coming in, 0.83 the WHIP, 183 batting average against, a 237 BABIP. Gausman, pretty good numbers also for Kevin Gausman, 2-1 with a 2.49 ERA so far, 0.71 WHIP, a 174 batting average against, and a 172 BABIP. Gausman, great control so far this season. I think he's looked pretty good so far. Astros, though, have won 2 of their last 3 and 3 of their last 5. Blue Jays coming in off consecutive losses to Seattle here. Seattle was able to win that series. Houston did win the series over the Padres despite that 3-2 loss yesterday. They won the first 2 games of the series to beat the Padres there. Let's start to get some of your plays here in this one. Toronto just 1-4 in the last 5 games against Houston overall, but Houston has won also 5 of the last 7 games between the 2 teams at home here in Houston. 7 of the last 10 meetings between these 2 teams have gone under. Toronto's gone under in 11 of their last. Let's see what it is now. 7 of their 9 games on the road so far this season. These 2 teams are combined 17-24 to the under thus far. Gausman has gone over, however, in 2 of his 4 starts. Houston here at home, 6-6 so far, but they've won 4 of their last 6 at home coming into this one. Let's go to the chat here. Toronto and Houston here tonight.
Final.
Next to last game. We're almost done here on the Morning Steam Show. And let's go to you guys here with. And Nuke says, I got to take the plus money here with Gausman. Looking pretty good here. Should be a good pitching matchup, huh? Ziggy, I think he's on the under here in this one. Luis might be on the under. Kiadra might be on the Nerfy in this game. Not sure. Kind of ran into the last game there a little bit. Robert's on the under. He's on the Jays. Abel's on the Jays here. And Jerry is on the under here in this one. I'm going to go.
Critical notice.
Oops. Oh, we got one more here comment. Hey, Stop Geo. Nice to have you here today, Stop Geo. He says, Gausman owns these guys here today. Take them in the first 5. Terrell says the under's a consensus here. We had Jerry on him, Robert on him, we had Ziggy on him, Luis might have been on him as well. That's a lot of unders. We know that Cash Gain's on him. All right. Consensus play on the under here. I think that's something we can agree on there. And Nathan on the Jays here. Okay. Pretty interesting, pretty good matchup here, it feels like, today in this one. And I know Nuke's on the Jays. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take the Astros tonight. I guess I've kind of been on Hunter Brown a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Astros. Look, it's down here to $1. It's still $1.35, it feels like right now. So I'm going to take Hunter Brown here in this one. I'll take Houston tonight. I know you got some Jays support in there. A lot of Jays support. Okay, one more here tonight.
Critical notice.
And good morning to Mikey Money here this morning. The show's almost over here, Mike. We're down to the last game here, and we're just 20 minutes away from the Red Sox and the White Sox here today. Let's go to the final game with the Brewers taking the notices you're hearing in the background are just cancellations coming out from soccer matches around the world today that are being canceled in the after the passing of the Pope this morning. So a lot of soccer matches around the world are canceled out of respect for the passing of the Pope. Okay, Milwaukee and the Giants here with Quinn Priester going up against Robbie Ray. And, well, Robbie Ray is apparently minus 1,135. I got to take the Brewers plus 700. Let me fix that here. I think it's what is it, 135 for Robbie Ray. And the total, we'll call it 8 under 15, maybe even 8 under 20. I'm seeing a 7.5 out here at some sharp books, 7.5 over here today with Milwaukee and the Giants. Here for Quinn Priester, 1-0 with a 0.9 ERA so far in 2 starts, a 1.2 whip, 231 BABIP coming in. Good numbers for Priester. Maybe untested a little bit, but for Robbie Ray, a 4.19 ERA. He's 3-0. The Giants have won all 4 of his starts so far this season. The Brewers are just 3-6 on the road. The Giants are 7-3 as a favorite. The Brewers 1-6 as an underdog so far this season. Giants have gone over in 14 of 21 games. Milwaukee 8-12 to the under so far this season. Let's get some plays from you in the chat, and the show will be over here today, and we'll get this day going with our baseball game here in a little bit, and we'll do the drawing as well. So thank you for joining me here on the morning steam. All right, getting your plays here in right now. Let's go to the chat, see what you have with Giants money line here for Kiadra. Luis is on the under. Textiles here today. Thank you, Tex. Here's Ziggy. He's on the Giants money line. Vitalis is here today. Thank you, Vitalis. Very nice to see you today. He says, what is the banger of the day here? I don't know. We had some... Man, we have 5 consensus plays today. Robert's on the Brew Crew here. Abel liking a Nerfy in the Red Sox game. Terrell says under in this late game. And Jerry says San Francisco in the under because these pitchers here, I think he's saying the lineup's not too strong here so far. Abel's on the under. Robert's on the under. There's a lot of unders here. Washington's gone under in 4 of their last 6 games on the road so far. We got a Munda beat up in here. The Giants have gone over in 8 of their last 11 games overall, but San Francisco's won 6 of the last 9 meetings between the 2 teams here in San Francisco. Milwaukee, however, has won 4 of the last 5 games overall between the 2 teams coming in. Still, nonetheless, here Brewers having a few issues on the road so far, especially as an underdog, but they could be live here today. And let's see here. I think that might be it from for you guys here in this one, but I'm going to take the Giants tonight to beat the Brewers at home as a favorite. Okay, that's it for the show. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you joining me here on the Morning Steam. We'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. We will have a full slate of Major League Baseball. We'll have NBA and NHL as well. Mikey Money joins you today at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. For pre-gaming, Mikey will get you ready for the primetime action in the playoffs and in Major League Baseball. There'll be 7 games tonight in the MLB. We've got 6 playoff games. So make sure you join Mikey here on the channel and get his plays for tonight, his analysis, and talk with everybody in the chat. Let's see what else we've got. Oh man, Abel says we got another consensus play. Great job today, Abel, on all these plays. Was it really a consensus from you guys there on the under? Yeah, I mean, you have Robert under, Abel under, Terrell under, Jerry under. So lots of unders. Great job there. Also, Luis, I think, was on the under, huh? Great show, you guys. Really good job there. And thank you to Nuke, Vitalis there, Sports Money, thank you. Let's do, Blue is here, la-do-dee-da-do-die. And let's go to the drawing here right now. But first, sure, Jermaine's show's over. Jermaine, we just didn't have enough games here today, huh? All right, let's go to the drawing here in just a moment. Hey, you can get my best plays over at winnable.com. Everybody, check it out. I'll be putting up my sports money premiums here today. You can subscribe for just 56 cents a day. This is how you support me here on the channel. Look, I've got we've got it up to over nearly 35 subscribers right now, and you do the math, man. I'm getting, they say, why do you sell your if you're so good, why do you have to sell your picks? Well, when you're making close to $30 a day right now, why wouldn't I? I'm rich doing this show, rich in just knowing you guys are here with me. I'm kidding, of course, right? But this is how you support me here on the show. We'll make the rest of the money up with our picks and our wins. This kind of just supports me here on the channel. Come to the show every day, send out the plays, do the legwork, type it all in, give you guys some more plays down the stretch a little bit as we get closer to the game times, right? I give you hopefully some winners, and the chat give you some winners every morning, but keep it going by getting more picks from me every day. Closer to game time, usually send it in hour or so, half hour or so before the first game, get my packages together, and you can get those plays over at winnable.com/Ramon. All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening to that. And I really do appreciate you guys. Hey, and it's, we had a good day yesterday. I think it was well worth the 56 cents. Okay. Here we go with the chat. Man, did we really only have 21 people comment today on the show? I guess that might be right. Yesterday, huge show, over 350 views, Mikey. Great job. Okay, a few more comments here real quick. Let's see what we got. Blue cooked a lot of chicken. And Terrell's going to bet on the game as well. Here, let's see. Keandra says, I've never win the draw. Why is that? And let's see here. Here's Abel with those consensus. Great job, Abel. You're doing a great job. Helping out without hopefully Thomas. We're gonna have one more day, and then we're gonna have to track him down and see what's up with Thomas. Hopefully everything's okay. Thomas and I, we're not youngsters anymore, so hopefully everything's cool with Thomas, you guys. Thank you for the comments, everybody. Okay, Nerfy for Nuke in that early game coming up in just 15 minutes. Here comes the drawing. Right, you never know about who with you guys. Just thank you everybody for watching. But when you get one like Thomas here, who you don't know when someone first shows up. Remember, Thomas goes back with me. I've been on a couple channels here now with this show. Thomas goes back a few. Gosh, I want to say a few years now. If you're just new to the Morning Steam, where you been? I've been doing this show a few years. All right, here we go with our drawing. And we've got there's Keandra in there. Keandra twice. Siggy, Jermaine, Joe T, Joe, JW was here. Keandra, get Jerry Davis. Keandra was the last one right before it switched to Jerry Davis. Oh, Keandra. Yeah, and the other thing is, holiday weekend, so you could have been spending it with family, out of town, everything all a little bit. So we'll see. Even today, you got to kind of throw with this one in the holiday weekend a little bit. Okay, Jerry deserved it because Jerry did a great job with his comments in the chat today. Thank you, Jerry. Hopefully win that 6-teamer. I mean, hey, we can get a 6-teamer out of this and pay someone big time. That's going to do it for the morning steam. Thank you, everybody, for joining me here. I don't want to leave you. Got 75 of you here. I could just talk forever and keep our ratings up. But let's get on with our day here on a Monday and go to the baseball game here coming up. Hopefully, got lots of great free winners for you. Join me over there at winnable.com for more winners today for the Sports Money Network. I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.